This radio here is the Jefferson-Travis JT-G104, and despite what many of the references say online, this set dates from 1959. A lot of people have been claiming it was built in 1961, but the capacitor date codes and the other components inside the set suggest strongly otherwise. You can see the number on here, 908-290. The first digit there is the year, and the next two digits are the month, and then the next two are the day. So this is from August 1959, and the other capacitors with date codes are, marked from August 1959 as well. And the transistors used in the RF section, at least, are the kind of painted glass type, which I think had pretty much disappeared by the 1960s. This radio was also sold under the standard brand as the ST-G104. I've been looking for this set for a long time, and I looked into this particular example relatively recently, just about a week ago. The seller only posted one picture of the set, tucked inside this case, and I think a lot of people didn't recognize it inside the case, so I managed to pick it up for just $7 plus shipping. Not bad. The radio did originally have a crack in the side here, but I repaired it with super glue and then polished it with Novus, plastic polish, and I think the results are pretty good. You can just barely see it at the right angle. It looks like a hairline crack. I did have to replace the capacitors in this set, as well as the battery holder. Like most of the Jefferson-Travis branded radios, it has a battery holder made from some kind of really cheap plastic that tends to shrink and warp. It looks like battery chemicals degraded it. You can see some almost burnt looking areas. It had this nice metal cap on the end, which is in pretty good shape, but unfortunately the holder was too warped to use, so I had to replace it with a modern one. The seller had said that this set doesn't come with the original antenna, but I guess they didn't bother to check the antenna compartment here on the back of the case, because this was tucked inside there, and it's in pretty good shape. Well, without further ado, let's listen to the set play on AM.
Afternoon, Miss Jones. I'm going to read some phrases describing Hyundai Assurance Connected Care, and I want you to tell me how they make you feel.
Fire away.
Stop by the Jet Manhattan, being at Oklahoma Demon. Fire the engine in the morning. There's an automatic device that speeds the engine up, and
The set does tend to overload a little bit, so it doesn't sound that great on my local AM music station, unfortunately. Unless you kind of turn it away from the signal, then the overloading stops.
This is Binghamton Station for continuous oldies from the 60s through the 80s. Oldies 96.9 969.
Overall, it's a pretty nice set. As I mentioned earlier, this set does have a shortwave band, but I'm recording this video during the daytime, so there's nothing to hear right now. See, it has a nice Teflon bushing around the antenna connector. Overall, this is a very well made set, and I like the kind of jet age styling it has. It's quite a hefty set too. Weighs over a pound. It's marked transistor 7 on the back, but it's one of the few transistor radios that doesn't say transistor anywhere on the front. There's the label there. It shows the transistor locations. Here's the chassis. Here's the glass national transistors I was talking about. And the green one up there. And two of the more common, silver cased ones. I did replace all the electrolytic capacitors in the set. This looks like an electrolytic capacitor, but it's actually a paper capacitor. Same with this one up here. You can see that this set was originally designed to use a metal, tuning capacitor, and then they've fitted this much smaller plastic one, unfortunately. I prefer the metal ones because they tend to be more reliable. A modern battery holder just barely fit in there. I had to really kind of wedge it in, but the case does close that in place. Like I said, it's a bit of a tricky fit to get it back in there. There we go. It's a very well constructed radio. Based on the case, this set got quite a bit of use, but thankfully the owner apparently kept it in the case most of the time, so the leather took most of the damage. The strap is broken, but the case is all here at least. I think I'm not even going to try putting leather conditioner on this set. It's case rather. It's pretty far gone. But like I said, at least the radio survived in excellent condition. Although I did, use some plastic polish on it. It wasn't this shiny when I got it. Well, thanks for watching.